It was all smiles and some happy tears here tonight at the Beck household as Austin Beck of North Davidson High School was selected 6th overall by the Oakland Athletics. It was the biggest night of Austin's life so far, but besides dozens of people hovering around the TV, you couldn't really tell. Instead of going to New Jersey to be at the draft in person, Austin decided to share his special moment with his friends and family at his home in Arcadia, just outside of Winston-Salem. Although it's a time of celebration for Austin, he's ready to get down to business.
And right now it becomes a job. You're working out every day, playing games every day, showing your talents for the big league club, and then it's a constant grind.
Needless to say, friends and family are ecstatic for Austin as he begins the next chapter of his life.
I don't even have the words for it. It's unreal. You know he's worked hard all his life, and this was his dream, and it became our dream for him, to be able to do this, and for him to actually get this opportunity to further his career is a great thing.
As for which farm team Austin will be playing for, we aren't quite sure about that at this point, but we do know one thing. He's going to be celebrating with friends and family for quite a while. In Davidson County, I'm Elizabeth Singletary, WXII 12 News. The UNC women's soccer program is one of the best in the nation, and it has the technology to match. What is this small device? It's the Catapult Optimi S5, used by the likes of the Dallas Mavericks, Buffalo Bills, Chelsea FC, and more than 900 teams worldwide. At about $1,800 a piece, what makes it worth the price? The power of analytics.
We go over their total distance, and then we look at something called bands, which kind of breaks it down into percentages. So we can see when they're going at 65 to 75% of their total sprint, 75, 85, whatever percentage we want.
The trackers use GPS, accelerometers, gyroscopes, and magnetometers to track movement, which is fancy talk for incredible accuracy, to within 50 centimeters. This is the third year the team is using these devices. When multiple players tore their ACLs a few years ago, head coach Anson Dorrance and others decided they needed to figure out why. That's where these devices came in. Now, 16 players wear the devices, including starters and players coming off of injuries. As for who runs the most during a game,
one of our outside backs, Julia Ashley, she runs the most during any practice in any game.
In the Heels ACC tournament quarterfinal win against Florida State, Ashley ran nearly 7.5 miles during the game and maxed out at 17.2 miles per hour. This data helps Ashley and her teammates get an in-depth look at their performance and make sure they're getting the most out of their training. Thanks to these devices, elite players get information that makes them even more effective on the pitch. In Chapel Hill, I'm Elizabeth Singletary reporting. UNC and Duke, one of the most heated rivalries in all of sports. Athletes put everything on the line to will their shade of blue to victory. But for two players, there's a special connection that extends beyond the rivalry: blood.
Up until high school, we were on every team together. It was fun. Our grandma was our first coach on our YMCA team.
UNC's Gab Major and Duke's Alyssa Chelano are cousins, both born and raised in Pennsylvania. They haven't always been on opposing teams. In fact, they were teammates for most of their lives, including high school. They attended Springford Area High School located 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia, where both were named All-Americans their junior year. But playing together in college wasn't a necessity.
We didn't want to go to the same school but not go to the same schools.
Yeah,
it was just kind of whatever.
There wasn't oh, I want to be with her, I don't want to be with her. It was just wherever she ends up, great. Wherever I end up, great.
Yeah.
Major and Chelano are captains of their teams, and on October 20th, they got to face off for the 9th time as enemies. On the field, it's all business, for the most part.
Sometimes we say hi.
Yeah, we say hi and stuff.
Yeah.
I pushed her once.
Yeah.
That was...
I mean, it gets competitive between our teams, but, it's always fun and,
Yeah.
Heading into the game, Major held the advantage in the cousin rivalry with a record of 7-1 against Chelano. However, Chelano would get the upper hand on Major's senior night, scoring 2 goals off of corners to lead the Blue Devils to a thrilling 3-2 victory. Following the game, it was a quick hug for the cousins after what was perhaps their last game against each other. They could meet again in the championship game of the ACC tournament or the NCAA tournament. But for now, Major and Chilano will focus on leading their teams into the postseason for one last time. In Durham, I'm Elizabeth Singletary reporting.